Okay, so in this lesson we're going to look at using the offset tool, which is quite handy for creating parallel lines as and when you need them. Um, so we're going to do offset 1 and offset 2 in this one video, so there's going to be 2 for 1 basically. So we're going to open files and open up your okay, so you should have your template here, and we're going to work on doing this. So basically we're going to have a central shape here, just a rectangle, and then offset at various intervals. So let's get going. So I'm going to just move that over there to the side. So using the line tool, so either click up here or type in L for line, and it'll say specify first point. So before you click anything, you need to enter the dimensions. So in this case, it's 60, 170. Enter, and we're going to go around in kind of a clockwise manner here. So it's angle 0, enter, and it's 100, enter, angle 90, and it's 160, that's 100, and so you can either bring it up there manually or you can press C. Just adjust my so you can press C, enter, and it'll close automatically for you. So that's the rectangle, and we're going to use the offset tool. So offset tool is this tool here. It looks a little bit like a cloud. Okay, or again, you can type in O for offset, and it'll say specify the offset distance. So we're going to offset here at 7, so it's going to be 7 millimeters of an offset, and then you select the line and the direction. So just sometimes people will do it kind of the wrong way around. So they'll select offset and they'll click the line without specifying the distance first, which doesn't work. So you need to specify that distance. So second one is 15. Specify the line. And then repeat offset. So 17 object. Now you can't, in this case, do multiples of the same time because they are basically just not because they're different dimensions each time. You need to kind of restart the process each time. So then the final one is 23, and specify what it is that you want to offset. Okay, so you'll end up with those 4 lines. You do the same thing over here. So 23, 17, 15, 7. So 17, enter, and just make sure that you're pressing it on the correct direction. 15, enter, set the line, and then repeat the offset for 7. So you could do it that way. The other alternative would be to draw this rectangle and then draw that line and work your offsets at the same time. You could do that as well. So that's basically that shape. One thing that you might come across, if I delete all this, you might be tempted to draw a rectangle as a solid rectangle instead of doing it as kind of 4 separate line commands. So let's say if we go for 60, 170, enter, and then the other point is hash. Sorry, it's at minus 100, comma minus 60. Sorry, I made a mistake there. Rectangle, comma 70, at 100, comma minus 60. 100, comma minus 60. So if you try to offset this shape, so like this is a rectangle as opposed to it being 4 separate lines. So AutoCAD will automatically, if you try to use an offset distance there of 7, it'll offset the entire shape as opposed to the individual lines that we want. So just a small thing that you might come across. If you do it that way, what you'll just need to do is just click on it, right click, and there should be an option there to or if you just type explode, that should, yeah, so that breaks it down then into 4 separate lines that you can easily offset then, similar to what we did the first time around. Okay, so that's offset 1. You should be able to do everything there in offset 1 without too much trouble by following all of that. Offset 2, very, very similar. We've got this as our starting point, and it's an equilateral triangle, and then we'll offset from there. So again, we're going to select a line. So our start point is 140, comma 95. Enter, and then because it's going up here at an angle of 60 degrees, we can put it at either 160 or 120. So I'm going to put in angle 120, enter, and that locks it then to that 120 angle. Okay, so in the second quadrant, basically, going up at a 60-degree angle. And the distance there for that is 90, then an angle of 0. Just make sure you get the angle button. I don't know, is it my laptop or is it AutoCAD in general, but that greater than symbol doesn't always want to show up on screen. So angle is 0, enter, and then the distance is 90, enter, and then C, enter to close. So do try to make use of these shortcuts and these commands, because gets a lot quicker than trying to find the commands here every time. Okay, generally a good idea. I'll make these just a bit bigger. So then again, same, using the offset, so we've got 15, 20, 25, 30, and then the same but going in the opposite direction. So one is coming away from the triangle, one is going towards the triangle. So we're going to approach this in a slightly different version, but more or less the same. So I'm going to add up these dimensions, so it's 15, 20, 25, so that's 60 plus 30, so that's 60, or sorry, 90 total. So I will start with the offset at 90. I'll offset that line, I'll offset this line, okay? And okay, so I've just realized that I've got that's slightly in the wrong position there. Potentially my my title block is too big compared to when I originally drew this drawing. So it doesn't matter too much. I'll show you how to fix that. So we'll offset now, and the distance, so I'm going to start with 15, 15, enter, and I'll pick that line in that direction, and that line in that direction. Don't worry if it goes through your box, through your title block here, because we can adjust that. Go enter, and it's 20 this time. Same idea, working your way up. Offset, and then it's 25. Enter, line, and then choosing the line tool from there up. Same, repeat the line. So you'll see here that obviously this is not ideal that it's coming into our title block. So what we can do is, if I click once and drag across the screen, I'll be able to select all the lines that come up and they'll all highlight. And then we can use this move tool to just move it up there. And if I move it up 20 millimeters, that should be perfectly fine. Now, the reason why that works so well is because I've actually locked that layer. That's something that we'll look at in a later video. That's that lesson for this. So I'll have a go at doing that.